The reason churches don't work is because the Zoe message, the message of Jesus in John 10:10, is a three-parter. You can create a Book of Ezra version, see, using the pattern of Book of Ezra and Book of Nehemiah. You can create a Book of Ezra version of church fairly easily, and we can see the three forms in every town: unborn again legacy churches, evangelical born again churches, Pentecostal charismatic churches. But where is Book of Nehemiah being locatable as city on a hill, as light on a hill, in the Spirit? Even though Jesus announces the Zoe life sequence in various forms, e.g., abide in my word, and then you are truly my disciples. You will know the truth, and that truth will set you free. Or unless a seed fall into the ground and die, it dwells alone. But if it falls into the ground and die, God shall raise it, or it shall be raised, a fruit-bearing plant. First the shoot, then the stalk, and then a full fruit-bearing plant, whether bearing either 30% fruit, 60%, or 100-fold fruit. Actually, it's not percent, is it? Because a grain is just one thing. No, it's outside percentage, isn't it? It's a whole mass of fruiting going on. Anyway, I digress. So, very few get beyond the bitter stage. Paul writes, "Don't be like those who get bitter and fell beside the waters of Massa and Meribah," complaining about the water and the bitterness of the water and stuff, Baptism in the Spirit is a risk. Indeed, the presence of God is a risk. Why? Because it's so amazing. People get high on meetings. So is God being too optimistic? Well, the same things that accelerate us in the Spirit can also be used by people who don't want to take up the cross and follow Jesus. Following Jesus is a kind of outer salve. Hey, in America they say salve, don't they? Salve? It's probably French. So religion becomes an Aladdin's lamp that the Genesis 3 orphan and Roth hookup continues to rub each week to get the genie. We don't get God by rubbing. Jesus started again in the cross itself by killing us. Killing the virus of Satan as me. The whole Genesis 3 lie, that humans can ever be independent as a state, when the self-empowerment condition is the Roth realm Satan lives in. In Lord of the Rings, it's the state of putting on the ring that makes you visible to Mordor. Well, the analogy's really good to a certain point, but unless we are witches, we don't disappear, do we? It's so blooming subtle how we cross the line. And the truth is, all churches currently cross the line, and the line manifests in one person leading the show. 1 Corinthians 12 describes how things work in the Holy Spirit, and the three varieties or diverses of working are there for us to read. When Jesus ascended, he gave gifts to men. Now these gifts begin in ecclesia as a cloud the size of a man's hand, except like all faith and believing, the really important bit is the grounding that occurs on our insides as we do things. So the initial diverse somehow installs itself, not as a momentary spiritual gift, but then as a ministry. However, in the manner that the first gifts are a manifestation of body working under one head, of course ministry then operates like that too, if we're learning in the right way, and we're not. So no churches are genuine anywhere according to the Bible. So this is what happens. These experimenting and working with the Holy Spirit in these momentary manifestations grounds us in the Spirit. So, and we saw that, these ministries appearing and working together and flowing together in the London House Church collective in the big meeting halls of London in the 70s. The Bible Weeks, Morris Serrano Schools of Ministry in the 90s. But tied closely to this progression is the third diverse, the revival presence itself, the revival presence loosing of divine operations of the Spirit upon the believers and those coming to Christ, like in waves. These sovereign manifestations of God. It takes a room of 1 John 2 third levelers, third stages, to carry a proper single local ecclesia on priestly shoulders. We don't have a single local ecclesia because none of us have the crown of 12 stars because we're trying to operate on one stupid ministry. It's a pyramid stuff. You don't see that anywhere in the New Testament. Catholics are nuts. Last generation. Sorry, where did I get to? So, it takes a room of 1 John 2 third levelers to begin to read each other. Oh yeah, the first phrase was, it takes a room of 1 John 2 third levelers to carry a proper single local ecclesia on priestly shoulders. But it takes a room of 1 John 2 third levelers to begin to read each other across the whole variety of the 1 Corinthians 12, 14 to 26 body. This is what is in our Bibles and is closely tied up with believers having gone through Romans 6 and 7. Last generation we asked, did you receive the baptism of the Holy Spirit? This generation is like the end of the Jesus course in Matthew 25. Did you just get the one flask of oil, or did you get enough for the wedding? The wedding is a euphemism for both the Lord knows who are his, and knows is an intimate word. It's a sexual, same as a sexual word, but of course this is in the Spirit. The Lord knows who are his. And 1 John 2, they know him who's from the beginning. So instead of saying third level, perhaps it should be wedding. It's a quality. It's a quality of presence. To marriage, the marriage supper of the Lamb, except in its cloud in a man's hand, size of a man's hand sort of manifestation here on earth in this current time. This is the quality of gathering we should be having as one gathering in every location. What we've got now is stupid.